Hello, welcome to Minnesota Virtual Academy Schools and specifically to my 8th grade English class. I am Miss Brown. Hello, you can see me in the corner. I wanted to create a video for you to share with you a little bit about what this class is going to look like, but also to help you learn how to navigate our online site, which I think is one of the biggest challenges you're going to face right away, is just figuring out how to learn online. And it is a big change. It is. So as we get started here, what I want to show you first is as you log in, this is going to be the first screen that you're welcomed to each morning when you're ready to start school. And I want to show you a couple of the features on here, and then we'll jump specifically into our 8th grade class webpage, and I'll show you how to find everything that you need for your learning, how to go through the lessons, where to find them, how to turn things in, and talk a little bit through our class expectations and what you need to do to be successful in this class. Sorry for that little pause there. I realized that I didn't have any chapstick on. I can't talk unless I have chapstick on. It's an issue. We'll talk about that later. So this is basically your welcome screen, and it's going to help you navigate to all of your different classes, but also to your schedule and know what you need to be doing each day. So you can see online here, you have your My Schedule section and you have your Classes section as well as an Announcements section. Now, each day you're going to have a variety of what we call Class Connect sessions. This is a place where you actually go into a classroom, a virtual classroom, and you have a teacher that's teaching you material through this video webinar type situation. Looks a little bit like this. And you'll also have other students in the classroom that you can communicate with, connect with, talk with, etc. And you'll have a variety of those required of you each day. You actually don't have a session live video with a teacher every single day. Most of us have between 2 and 3 sessions a week. Math, I think, has more. And you are required to be at those sessions when they happen. So you might be thinking, well, how do I know when they happen if they're not every day? Good question. So you have your schedule screen here. Now, I am under My View. That's my first name, Elizabeth. And so My View is going to look very, very different than yours. I actually only have one class that I teach, and it's English 8. Your class. So I don't have a whole lot on my schedule, especially on Fridays, because I do not have any Class Connect sessions on Fridays for you. So you will never have a session where you need to come and see me in a session live on Fridays. I'm making this video on Friday. So it actually says that there are no Class Connect sessions today for me. Now you'll have a variety of different classes, so you will probably see maybe a math class on a Friday, maybe one of your electives will be here, maybe your science class will meet on a Friday, and they'll all be at different times of the day so that you can make sure that you're available to come to each of those. Up ahead here, you're also going to see some of your scheduled items. These are things that your teachers are linking to your calendar that are due. So there'll be the lessons that you need to complete for the day, as well as the Class Connect sessions or the learning sessions that you need to attend that day. Now, it happens to be that when I'm making this video, we actually don't have English today, this day. We have some of these half-day early releases throughout the semester, and how we do that in an online world is we just give you half of your classes to attend, and then the other half of your classes you just don't go to, and that gives you a half day. So this happens to be a no English day, which is why there's just nothing on here. But when you log in, you're going to see a lot more information, so don't worry. Now, the other really important place to be looking is your classes. So when you look on here, you're going to see a variety of different classes. I see my fall 8th grade class. I see my fall American literature class, which I'm not teaching anymore. I just teach 8th grade now. I see my homeroom classes. So you're going to see a variety of different classes, but your English class will be this 8th grade language arts class. To get into the class, to see your lessons, to learn materials, to turn things in, you click on the Go to Class. So this will bring you actually to our 8th grade page. It's just finishing loading here. And there's a couple of features on here that I want to show you so that you can know how to navigate this site, and you can come back to this video and you're like, okay, wait, how do I turn things in again? Or where do I find the lessons again? You can come back and always use this as a reference as well. So what you're going to see here is this bar, and it looks tempting to start clicking through them, but I'm going to ask you to probably just ignore this thing altogether, with the exception of this one right here. This actually goes through all of our units that we will cover, so if you're curious and you want to know what we're going to be learning, you can definitely check this out. And you'll notice they're out of order. I did that on purpose. So you can check this out, but this is not actually how you'll get to your lessons. So, and in fact, sometimes people get confused if they use this as a tool to get to their lessons. So I'll talk a little bit more about this in just a moment, but I want to show you some of the other features here on your class page. So you're going to see that you have a session. This is today's Class Connect sessions. You'll have this feature on your screen as well when you log in, and it will show you all of your sessions, not just English when you come to this page. So that could be another place that you can check and say, oh, do I have a live session today? And when do I need to be there? What time do I need to show up? So that will be here and available for you. Another place that I really want to make sure that you guys are aware of is that oh, it looks like I uploaded the wrong. I'll have to fix this. Don't worry, this will be fixed when you log in. But this is the class announcements screen here. And here, each and every week, I'm going to upload this type of PowerPoint visual that will tell you exactly what your assignments are for the week. So as you can see, I labeled it January 14th through the 18th, but I uploaded the wrong one because these are not the right dates. So don't worry. I will fix this, and you will very soon be able to see, as soon as you're loaded into the class, you'll be able to see this visual image to kind of talk to you about what's going on in the class, and it's a great place to come back and check your learning. Another thing that I want to talk about with this particular, visual, within this class, I use data to put you into different groups so that I can help give you exactly what you need for your learning. Within the first week or two, you'll be taking what we call the STAR 360 test. You may have heard of it before. You may be more familiar with maybe the MAP tests. And basically, it's just a quick half-an-hour test to just tell me where you are in your skills, what you need for your learning, and how I can better help you as a teacher. Then I use that information and I create different groups so that you're getting exactly what you need for your learning. You actually won't be able to see anything else that any of the other groups are doing. You'll only get access to your material, your learning material, which is nice because you won't have to say, oh, is this mine or not mine? Whatever you see on your screen is what's assigned to you. But because some people are going to be doing different things at different times, I can't make announcements and say, okay, everybody, don't forget to take the test, or don't forget to turn in that assignment, or don't forget you have to do it this way. So this is going to be a great tool for you to just check and make sure. If I make an announcement in a Class Connect and you're like, wait, I don't think I have that assignment, or I'm not sure I know about that, come here and double check to make sure that your assignments are what you need to be doing, and you will only see your PowerPoint slide here, or your agenda. Okay, so this is going to be a really handy tool. Now, another piece of this is every Friday, I create a video where I talk about this exact agenda, and I also will go through the online lesson a little bit to show you and your group what you need to be doing for the next week. I really, really want you to watch those weekly video agendas. They come out each Friday in an email to you, and then you just click on it. It's a short YouTube video, usually about 5 minutes long, and I just give you all of the assignments and updates. It might be class announcements. There might be an announcement about a due date or an expectation. So I really do not only want you to watch them, but I kind of expect you to watch them because I might not be able to share that information with you in any other way. So do make sure that you're watching those weekly video agendas. They're really helpful to keep you on pace, know what you need to be doing for your learning, all that good stuff, okay? So this here is actually your first Friday video agenda, actually. It's a lot longer because I'm not just going to tell you what's happening next week. I'm also going to show you all of the things on our website and how to navigate. Usually it's about 5 minutes once you get familiar with everything, okay? I promise. So This visual is not correct. So I'm actually going to pull up the correct visual, and I will be fixing this, so no worries. But this is actually going to be what we're doing for our first week. And then I'll go in and I'll show you how to find all this, so don't worry. But on Tuesday, my returning students to me, I have about 115 students that I already had last semester. They're coming back, and they're not new. They know how to navigate the site and they know how to do all that stuff. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to have a lesson they need to complete. You do not have to do that. You are completely exempted from that, and you don't need to worry about that. You're going to be getting an email, or you may have already gotten an email from your homeroom teacher that shares with you that you're going to have a couple of Class Connect sessions, so you'll get your first experience inside of those class sessions with the teachers, and in this case it'll be a counselor and our principal, and it'll all be there to welcome you to the school, kind of talk you through what you need to know to be successful, all that good stuff. And so your job on Tuesday is only to go to those sessions and then go to your homeroom page and start using that to learn how to navigate the systems, okay, and just explore the sites. You have no assignments in any class that day. But Wednesday, we actually do. We jump in. We're just going to jump in with our 2 feet right in and get started. And so you're going to start with us, and we're going to have a growth mindset lesson. I think it's really fun. So we will have a required Class Connect session on Wednesday, and you'll either be assigned to my 10 o'clock session or my 11 o'clock session. And you'll see it on your schedule, so you don't need to worry about, like, which one am I in? You'll see it on that schedule. And then I want you to sign in and attend with me, and we're going to talk about who this lady is, what is our class all about, and expectations and all that stuff. So I won't do all of that in here, don't worry. Okay, then you'll have a video lesson to watch in the online lesson here, and I'll show you how to find that. And you'll actually be turning something in and using the Dropbox right away. And that will be on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we're going to do an important lesson on close reading strategies. So you're going to first attend the close reading strategy Class Connect session. Again, it's either at 10 or 11. And then you're going to complete the online lesson and turn in your close reading document. Don't worry, I'm going to show you where all this stuff is. Then on Friday, we'll have a nonfiction lesson, and it's going to teach you how I want you to read and what we call annotate nonfiction texts. And you'll actually practice and then turn that into the Dropbox. So you might be thinking, wow, I don't know where to find any of that stuff, and she needs to walk me through it. If you're thinking that, we're going to do that now. So let me get back to our home page. Now, I told you not to use this bar to find your lessons. I'm also going to tell you not to go to content. I know. To find your lessons, you're actually going to use the plan tab. Now, before I go do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to view this as a student so you can get a little bit of a better idea of what your view is going to look like. As a teacher, I get a very different view, as I should be. So when you go to the plan tab, and this is where you're going to come find all of your lessons. You just come to this plan tab, and anything that you need to do, any lesson you need to complete, or any assignment that you have will all be linked here to this plan tab. Okay, so as you see on the 22nd, you have nothing you need to do in your English class. No assignments. But on Wednesday, as we talked about, you're going to have your growth mindset lesson. To get to the growth mindset lesson, you click on the bar here, then go to more, and then you're going to see the growth mindset lesson here. Now, this is a really handy tool up here, this toolbar, that's going to let you see how far you've progressed through the lesson. When you go through these lessons, you start at the top, and then you just click the next buttons to take you through the lesson all the way to the end of the lesson. When you see this little thing down here, this means it's an assignment, and that means this is a drop box. And that's how we turn things in, kind of like you would hand things into like a bin in your classroom in a regular school or a traditional school. This is that. This is the place you turn things in digitally. Okay, so if we start at the top of this lesson, you can see that the first thing that you need to do is watch a video. And of course, we're not going to do this together today, but I want to show you the navigation tools. So you click next to get to the different parts of the lesson. So then you can see that this is your assignment sheet, and I'm actually going to be removing this. I want to take you right to the Dropbox in the lesson. So if you click Next, here's what a Dropbox looks like. Okay, so it says Growth Mindset Assignment. You're going to have the assignment document link always within the Dropbox itself, so you can find it here. Sometimes it will be available to you earlier in the lesson as well, but I always include it right in the Dropbox as well. There will be some directions that I definitely want to make sure that you read before you do the assignment and before you turn in the assignment. And then to do the assignment, first thing you do, click on the document, and that's going to download it to your computer. Okay, it's a little bit of a big document, so it's working. So it's going to pull up whatever that assignment is to your computer so that you can complete it. In this case, it's a PowerPoint. Now, quick note, you do need to have Microsoft Office tools to be able to be successful, especially in this class, but I think all of your classes. We as a school use Microsoft Office for everything. And we offer you, if you don't have it, if you have a Mac computer or you just don't have Microsoft, PowerPoint or Word yet, we offer you a free download. Just get in contact with your homeroom teacher and they can show you exactly how to access that. I think we have a video that you can watch that will walk you through how to get a free download. You don't have to pay for it. And so you will have access to all of this. But within this lesson, you're going to go through and you're going to actually just go ahead, type in the document, doo-doo-doo-doo. That was me pretending to type. You didn't really see it. And then when you're done, you're going to save this. One thing I want to note, whenever you get a document from us here at K-12, me or another teacher, and it opens onto your computer, a safety device that just happens to be part of Microsoft, is before you can start typing on the document, you have to click Enable Editing. After you click Enable Editing, then you will be able to type on the document and save the document, okay? So I know that was a little bit tricky for some students this fall. So after you're finished with your assignment, or probably as you're going so you don't lose any of your work, save your assignment to your computer. And then once the assignment's saved to your computer, you can come back to the Dropbox and you can upload your assignment here. So click Upload, go find the assignment. So in this case, Growth Mindset Activities Assignment. You can see on my files. These are all the things you're going to be doing recently or soon. But you can click on that document, and I don't actually want to upload it because, I'm the teacher. But it will actually upload here to there, okay? And there's a place for you on your version where you can add comments to me if you want to. Could be, hey, Ms. Brown, here you go, or let me know if I need to do anything different. The one thing that I'm going to ask you to do, and you don't see the comments on here right now because you have to upload the document first, but one thing I'll say on those comments is don't ask me questions in the comments of the assignment. I don't come in to grade assignments until after the due date, okay? Because I just have a lot of stuff to do. So I'm not checking this to see if you have questions. If you have questions, you need to send me an email or come to one of my help sessions. And don't worry, I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so if you leave a comment from me here, I won't get it until after the due date. Ooh, right, we don't want that. So this is just how you're going to go ahead and upload. You can leave me a comment if you want. You do not have to leave me a comment. Most students don't leave me a comment unless you want to say like, hi. You don't have to do that. Okay, so that is how to upload assignments. Okay, and then these are some navigation tools that you can use to go back and forth if you want to. So let's say you want to go back to the start of the growth mindset lesson. You can come back here and it will take you back to the start. Okay, and don't worry, like clicking on the plan tab or things like that, it does take forever on anybody's computer. So to navigate back, again, just going to the plan tab. Now I want to explain this here. Your assignments are located in the lesson. You saw how we went from the start of the lesson to the assignment, okay? And they're all located there. So you can start up here and it'll take you all the way through the assignment. But let's say you did the lesson earlier today, but you had to go run off to your math CC session. And now you want to come back and just do the assignment. Your assignment is also linked here for you. I link it here for a couple reasons. One, so that you can come back and find the assignment quickly, but two, if you don't do it, it will alert you that something is overdue. And we'll talk about that more in just a second. But here's how you can also then just get to the assignment part. You know that this is the lesson and this is the assignment because of this timestamp tag. It means that this is due by 11:30 p.m. tonight. You might be thinking 11:30 p.m. What a strange time. Well, that's kind of one of the great parts about online school is you do get to, within some reason of time, get to work on assignments when they work for you. You still have to come to Class Connect sessions when they're scheduled, so at 10, 11, 7, 7. There's nothing at 7. We don't start that early. 8. Whenever they're scheduled, we do need to see you live and in those sessions, but you could work on assignments at 7 o'clock p.m. if you wanted to, and that's okay. So that's why this says 11:30 p.m. Okay? So this is how you're going to find all of your lessons, all of your day's lessons. So here's my biggest note to you, and I think it's what some people struggle with the most, is knowing that you have kind of two elements to your learning, right? You have the Class Connect sessions where you come in and you learn from your teacher. You know, your teacher goes through a PowerPoint and teaches you something, kind of like when you're sitting in a classroom. But you also have these online lessons. The difference between kind of a traditional school and online learning is a lot of this, you're actually teaching yourself. It's very true. Okay, so for example, in this growth mindset lesson that you saw, you needed to watch a video, which happened to be me teaching you still, and then you completed an assignment, but that's not always going to be the case. Sometimes you're going to have to go through and read material. I want to show you some of these first few lessons that we're going to do are skill-based lessons that I've created, but then we actually get into something that the K-12 curriculum has created, and you know that because it says 2.01, but I want to show you what a more traditional lesson is going to look like. Okay, and so they're a little bit long, but I want to show you what that means to teach yourself. So when you're teaching yourself, that means that you're going to come to a lesson online every day. Even the days you have Class Connect sessions with me, you're still going to have an online lesson where you need to go and teach yourself something in our curriculum, okay? Something you need to know. And then you'll have some kind of assignment or quiz or activity to go with it. How do you teach yourself? First thing you're going to do is make sure you read through every section of the lesson. Okay, so start at the beginning. If there's a video, play it. Make sure that you're watching those videos. I'm going to click the next button here. And then there's a lot of different interactive parts to some of our lessons that I think that you will like. So I'm just clicking. In this case, it jumped to Power of Persuasion 4 actually. I hid a few things from you, but you'll read through, take a look at the pictures. There'll be places where it's interactive that I want you to interact with it. So for example, if a word like this is highlighted, click on it. So in this case, it's giving you some information about the persuasion. Okay, if it's asking a question, okay, so what are some elements of persuasive text? Okay, this is like as if your teacher had asked it out to you in class, and you need to think about an answer and then raise your hand. Okay, and then the teacher, after people have, shouted out their comments or shared, then shares out the answer with you, and that's what's happening here. So you're reading, you're thinking, you're learning, just like your teacher is teaching it to you, but you're reading the material to teach it to yourself. I know. So, persuasive text includes, blah, blah, blah. This is how you're going to make sure you understand the content for the quiz, the assignment, the activity, the unit test that is coming up. You have to go through all parts of these lessons to be successful on the quizzes and tests, okay? And so you'll click the next buttons, and all you have to do is click next. Here's some more interactive pieces so you can see, like, okay, I'm going to read this section here, but I'm going to keep going, right? I don't want to just click next and miss that information. And I want to show you just one more thing. So then some of these are interactive like this, so you can actually move different pieces around on the screen. And I want to make sure that you do that as well, because then you get to check your understanding. Wait, do I really understand the material here? It looks like I don't, because I got 3 wrong. Okay, so this is a good way to say, okay, I'm going to learn something, I'm going to check my understanding, make sure I understand it before I move on. And that's really the kind of learner you have to be successful in online learning, okay? To make sure you go through each parts and really teach yourself so that when you get to the assignment at the end of the lesson, you can complete it successfully, okay? All right, so here's actually the first part of your assignment. You're going to get a graphic organizer and pre-writing document. You're going to turn this in with your assignment, and then the next section is actually your assignment piece. And you'll see that Learn Assignment. Here is where you can download this information and you'll actually be able to upload it. Okay. So that's really what more of a traditional lesson looks like. For the first about week and a half, we're going to be going through some of those really critical essential skills I want you to have to be successful in English. So, growth mindset is a really good skill, but close reading, reading nonfiction, citing text evidence correctly. This is really important. And then we'll practice that reading nonfiction skill, as well as this is the STAR 360 test, that test I told you about that we're going to take to see kind of where I can place you and make sure you're getting what you need for your learning. Okay? So this is a little bit more about how you navigate the online world. A couple other tools I want to show you. Class Home. This is just our main homepage. That's where the announcements are. Even though I'm viewing as a student, there's one thing you're going to see on your screen that's not on mine, and that's your class progress specific to English or language arts. You're going to be able to see how much of the semester you've completed so far. It gives you like a percentage, and it also gives you a place to check your feedback and see how many overdue assignments you have. And the little overdue assignment section, when you have an overdue assignment, you can click on it and it will tell you what that assignment is. So it's really handy, and then you can go in and find the lesson and complete it. The feedback section, one other thing that I want to mention is I really want you to make sure that you check your feedback. Sometimes it's as simple as, hey, oops, this is a blank document. Right? You accidentally grabbed the wrong one. And so you're getting a 0 on something that you don't need to get a 0 on, and it's a quick fix. So I have a lot of students that forget to check that feedback, and then they get to weeks later or months later and they're like, wait a minute, why do I have a 0 on this? And it was something really simple. They just had to go back and fix something. They had to go back and do something, or they clicked the wrong assignment or went to the wrong Dropbox and they just had to fix it. So you don't want to feel that stress later on in the semester, trust me. So check that feedback so that you know kind of what's going on. The other thing with feedback, and a really important announcement, is I will always let you go back and make any assignment better. That's a quiz, a test, a project, an essay. If you get a C and you want an A, you can make it better as many times as you want until you get an A. If you get a B and you want an A, you can make it better and make it an A. Okay, and so you just have to reach out to me and say, can I retake this quiz? Or I'm not sure how to do this. Can you help me? I want to get a higher score. Whatever you need to do. You always have the opportunity to make it better. If you get an F or a D or a C, you always have the opportunity to make it better. Always. So don't say, oh, I got enough and that's all I can do. Nope. You can make it better. The other thing that I will say is I want you to stay up to date on your deadlines and your due dates. I do not penalize you. I don't take points away for late assignments. But that being said, if you think about when you miss school in a traditional school, you usually just have like a worksheet to complete. That's not true here. When you miss a day, when you get behind, you have a full hour-long lesson and assignment to complete. Even one day getting behind is another hour you have to spend another day. Okay, that's a lot. You really don't want to let yourself get behind. And that's the other piece of this is your English lessons will take you at least, if not more, than an hour every day to complete. And I really want you to think about it like a brick and mortar or traditional school. You're there for 6.5 hours and then you come home and you have homework. And that's exactly how much time you should be spending in this online learning world. In fact, it might be a little bit more because teaching yourself and reading through all these lessons can take time. So kind of expect that going in, okay? I know my daughter started here last January and that was a really big shock to her. learning how to teach herself and also learning how to keep herself on a schedule. It was very hard for her. So I want you to learn from her mistakes. You don't want to fall behind with this curriculum. It is really, really hard to get back out of that if you do fall behind, okay? And I have some students that when we get together for our first Class Connect session, I imagine that they will chime in and say, yep, you definitely don't want to do that. It's really hard. So plan on spending at least an hour, if not more, in your English class online here every single school day. Okay? I know. All right. So a couple other tools that I want you to be aware of. If, let's say you have an assignment and you need to turn it in, or you got feedback and you need to submit something because you made a mistake or it was a blank document accidentally and you want to go turn something in. This is a handy way to go ahead and find the drop boxes. You can click on assignments, and then here you'll find a list of all of the assignments that you have. And here, this is still a little bit my teacher view, so if I click on this, it'll take me to the Dropbox folder where I can grade everything. But when you click on it, you'll get to that upload screen where you can upload your assignment. Also, when you click on this, you'll be able to see your file submission history and any feedback. Okay, so if you've submitted it twice, you'll be able to see that. Or if you've gotten feedback, you'll be able to see that. Okay. The other handy tool, and something that you should be using regularly, is to check your grades. Now, at this point in time, okay, last time I checked, there were no students in the class and nobody could see this, but now we can. So you can check your grades here. You'll be able to see the assignment, you'll be able to see the point value, the grade that you got, and any feedback that you got. Okay, now like I said, I moved things around. We're actually not starting with Unit 1. We're starting with Unit 2. I promise we did that as English teachers for a reason. But you will see, I think I need to link these to Unit 2 so that's not confusing, because these will actually happen really soon here. But then your Unit 2 assignments will be here. So you just scroll down until you find the assignments that are connected with what you want to see, and you'll be able to check your grades and see how you're doing in the class. Very important, okay? So I'm just going back to our class home so you can kind of get a view of everything that's available to you. Checking your email, you can check your email in a couple of different places, and you do need to check your school email at least twice a day, but I would suggest more than that. This is how your teachers communicate with you. Class Connects, we have 2 required Class Connect sessions each week, and then I have a couple optional sessions that you can come for help. But really, I only see you to talk to you twice a week. So I communicate with you about everything you need to know through email, and so do all of your teachers. Think about how many times your teacher in a public school just gave an announcement, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, turn that in, this is due that date, oh, change of plans, which I do change plans a lot. So you have to check your email to know what those things are. So at least twice every school day, but probably more, okay? So you can check your email by clicking here, or you can also check your email by going back. This will take you back to that home page where you can view all of your classes and your schedule, but you can also, I have an email. You can also see your email right here, okay? So that's a couple pieces of information about how to navigate. Again, just click on the class you want to go to, takes you to that class homepage. To learn about your assignments, you go to the Plan tab, okay, and that will walk you through your lessons. You have a lesson every single school day. Now, I want to talk about attendance, okay? There's 2 ways we take attendance in the online school system. One, and I would say probably the most important, is through our Class Connect sessions. Like I said, you have to be there. You have to come to those required sessions. They're very, very important. Like I said, I only see you twice a week, so I'm going to make sure the information I give you in those 2 sessions is really important. But after that session, all of us teachers have something called an exit ticket. And sometimes they're a worksheet you have to complete and turn in here online on our D2, we call this D2L. And sometimes it's a link to a Google form. If you've ever done Google Forms, it's like a little kind of online quiz thing that you just submit. And what we do as teachers is we say, did Bobby attend the Class Connect session on Monday that was required? And if Bobby didn't complete the exit ticket for that, Bobby's marked absent. Even if Bobby was on here doing work and completing the lesson, he's still absent. That's how important they are, okay? And then the other way we take attendance is as teachers, we can go on, and of course, it's kind of weird, but we can see what you're doing. So we see when you're logging in and we see what lessons you're working on. And every day you have to log into English, this page right here, and you have to be making progress through your lessons. So you can't just log on and sit, not that you would, but you can't just log on and sit. You actually have to go to the plan tab, click on the lesson, and then start making progress through that lesson. And then our system goes, check, Timmy was here. Timmy was working. And then we get that report. And so we take attendance each Monday. Okay. Now, you might be thinking, well, what if I can't attend a Class Connect session live and in person? What if I'm sick? What if I have a doctor's appointment? What if my dog throws up all over the floor and I need to clean it up? That was a really specific example. I don't know why. I don't even have a dog. But there are going to be times that you can't make it to the actual live session when it's happening. We make a recording of every single session that we teach, and we make that recording available to you. It takes usually about a half an hour after the class has ended for that recording to link. But once that recording is available, you can go watch the recording of that class session, and you can still complete the exit ticket. So you'll still be marked in attendance. Sorry. A lot of information I'm trying to share, and I know it's a lot to take in too. But we as teachers take attendance every Monday, like I said. So my deadline in English for you to turn in the exit tickets from all of the required sessions the previous week is Sunday night. Because Monday morning, right away in the morning, I click through those exit tickets and I say, did Bobby do it? Did Betty do it? I'm trying to just pick random names. Susie Q, did she do the exit ticket from last Tuesday? Nope. Susie Q didn't do the exit ticket from last Tuesday, so she's absent Tuesday. Okay, but Bobby did do the exit ticket from last Tuesday. He's present, and I can mark him as such in the computer. Okay, so it's really important. These exit tickets are very, very, very important. I can't stress enough. You have to come to those sessions and you have to do the exit ticket work, because if you think about it, if you miss those sessions, that's at least twice a week that you're going to be marked absent. That adds up really fast, and then we have to file truancy and it gets really icky. So that's how important they are, and I'm a real stickler for that. I'm pretty flexible about due dates and deadlines. Like I said, I don't take points away, but I'm not flexible with exit tickets. They have to be in by Sunday night. Like at some point Sunday night, by Monday morning, I start work at 7 a.m. So basically Monday morning at 7 a.m. If they're not there, you're absent, and there's nothing I can do after Monday to fix it. I'm not in control of attendance at that point. I can't change it. You can't turn it in Monday afternoon and say, I did it. I'm going to say, I'm sorry. It's out of my hands. And it really is out of my hands, okay? So it's the one deadline that I do not budge on, like, at all. Unless you were like in the hospital the whole week, and then we can talk. Your parents will probably excuse you from your absence. It'll be fine. Okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you about the exit tickets. And as long as you just come to those sessions live and do the exit ticket right when you finish the session, you're always going to be just fine and you won't have to worry about it, okay? On the days that we don't have Class Connect sessions, and on the days we do, you still have an online lesson on the days we have Class Connect sessions, but we take attendance on the days you don't have Class Connect sessions by seeing that you're going through the lessons on the plan tab. Oh, it's like blinking. It's weird. You're going through the lessons on the plan tab. You're moving through. You're completing the lessons and doing the work. We can also see how much time you're spending in the lesson. So, don't just click through the lesson. It's not good, because then you don't learn the material, right? It's really all about how you're going to learn so that you can be successful on the test or unit test, all that good stuff. Okay. I know this is a lot to take in. And I want you to take some time to watch this video. You might want to come back to this video as you get in and start playing with the system. It's going to be overwhelming at first. It will be. But we are here to help you. I promise. Okay? We have a great group of 8th grade students too, by the way. In your class sessions, you'll be joining right in with my current students, and they are phenomenal, and they're friendly, and they're kind, and they're fun, and you will really enjoy them, but they're also a great help. Okay, and they have great tips and advice to help you as well. And so you'll get a chance to reach out if you're comfortable with some of those students when you come to those sessions, and if you're not, that's okay too. I wasn't that kid. I wasn't like, hey, let me just introduce myself. I was pretty shy and quiet, and it's okay for that too. You don't have to do that. But the opportunity is there. Okay. So as you get started, my biggest suggestion for you will be to go to the plan tab and just work through the lessons, and then email me as you come up with a question. I'm not sure where to find something. I'm having a hard time submitting an assignment. How do I get access to Microsoft Word? I'm not sure what to do here. When do I come to a class session? These are great questions. Email me and I will be happy to help you, okay? And I will see you for our very first Class Connect session together on Wednesday. You will either be joining me at 10 or 11 o'clock. Those are my 2 sessions, and you will know what time you're supposed to be there because of this schedule. Remember up here, back on your home page, it'll also be linked to your English page, but you'll also be able to see it here. So on Wednesday, look for that English class session at 10 or 11, click on it, and it will take you right into our session together, and then we'll get a chance to get to know each other just a little bit better. Okay? Like I said, if you have questions, please reach out to me. If you need help, please reach out to me. I'm happy to do so. But welcome to our school. We're really excited to have you, and I can't wait to work with you this year. Take care.